So, Mesut Ozil has been at Arsenal for 5 years, but fans really haven't made up their minds about him yet. Yes, he scored against Newcastle, but it's been a pretty poor start of the season for him. Is he genuinely world class, or is he just lazy?
So tell me, Mesut Ozil, does he deserve the criticism he gets?
Yes and no.
That's been warranted. He's a world-class player and he's not shown that every single week.
I've always loved the guy. I'm the one that stands up for him all the time, and I know what he's capable of doing if he's used in the right system. Then you can see what he can do.
I used to like Ozil. I still think he can work for us. It's just that he needs to be a bit closer to Oba and Laka.
Even before he came to Arsenal with Madrid, he was the kind of player that let other lads do the work for him, whether it was Sami Khedira or any other player that was playing in that midfield, do all the work for him. Premier League's completely different. There are games where, for example, you come away here, or even when we went away to Cardiff, where you've got to do a lot of defending, right? Even if you're an attacking-minded player.
I think he's great, but I just want to see it more consistent, on a more consistent basis. He's got so much ability, he's got so much talent. I know sometimes he gets unfair criticism because of his body language and that, but he's a quality player, but we want to see it. Has to do it more consistent.
It's not his instinct to defend. Even when you see him going for headers, he barely wins them. He barely even jumps for a header. And that frustrates fans.
Mesut Ozil is not a guy who's going to trap back and that. And we used almost sometimes under Arsene Wenger, he's like, he's putting him in a position that if he loses a ball, you know, we're under pressure. So I think we used to play him wrong as well. But he is a world-class player.
He's got bags of ability. I just hope that Torreira, he sits next to Ozil in the dressing room. I just hope a little bit of Torreira brushes off an Ozil, because that will put Ozil in the elite level. But you can't doubt his quality on the ball. It's always off the ball that we doubt Ozil, that's it.
He's an Arsenal player. The transfer window is not open, and generally we don't spend a lot of money. So to get a player of that quality is going to be difficult for us. So we need to make this work right now.
Look, you know, it's just his demeanour, it's just his mannerisms and all that sort of stuff. So it's just, it's one of those things. Look, he's brilliant. Any fan that wants him to leave, I'm not having that conversation.
I mean, it seems weird though that after he's been here for 5 years and still people are they haven't made up their mind about him.
Yeah, those are people that are not really educated in football. Listen, there is a few of them, and I've had rows with them left, right and centre, and at the end of the day I've always said that for the first 3 years or so, he came to this club, 3.5 years, and he was trying to feed the likes of Olivier Giroud. By January, a couple of years ago, he was 2 away from breaking the all-time assist record for the club, beating Thierry Henry. And then Giroud didn't score for about 20 games. And everyone blamed Ozil. Yeah, he was still supplying chances after chance after chance. That was the year we should have won the league ahead of Leicester.
The day he signed, I was outside the Emirates, I got mobbed by people and they were like, it was like party atmosphere. People had left their houses, come out of houses, were on the streets were blocked down there. You never see nothing like it, because fans were like, at last we bought like a proper world-class player.
Because at the time, I mean, I think Sergio Ramos said that he was Real Madrid's second best player.
Yeah. But I also think we've let him down as well in times, because we've never really had that proper holding player behind him.
You know, since he's been here, we ended our trophy drought. That's the first thing. 3 FA Cups. I know there were only FA Cups, and I suppose when we come to Newcastle, by saying only 3 FA Cups, they'd love 1. So it might sound a bit, you know, rich turning around and saying that, but
he needs to step up and really show that either he's worth the money, or, I mean, 350 grand a week is too much. You need to be consistent in the Premier League. You can't have, you know, a great game and then the following game you just don't show up at all.
When we've been where we have been and the drought we was on, he was a part of, you know, ending that. So I think he has, but he's one of these players that you've got to play to his strength. You have to, and we haven't. And now you're finally starting to see, and I'm looking forward to what he can do this season.
If you're supposed to be one of the best players in the league, or one of the best players in the world in your position, I mean, you've got to shine. You've got to put that effort in, and he's not really.
One final question, I'll let you go. Heavy D, your thoughts?
He's a fucking waste man, you fat prick.